Get serious. That's the first step. That's the foundation. There's no trick, no shortcut, no hack that can replace that decision. You have to decide right now that this life matters, that your life matters. I'm 70 years old, and let me tell you something. It went fast, like that. Blink of an eye. 1 minute you're just starting out thinking there's all the time in the world, and the next you're staring at the back half of your story, wondering where it all went. We think time is infinite when we're young, but it's not. It's the most limited, non-renewable resource you have. And the most dangerous lie you'll ever believe is, I've got time. There's a quote in the gym painted on the wall from Rocky III. It says, there is no tomorrow. And that's not just some catchy line from a movie. That's a fact. There is no tomorrow. Not the way you think there is. Tomorrow isn't guaranteed. It's not promised. It's not real until you get there. What's real? Right now, this moment, this breath, this decision. If you're lucky, you'll get 75 years. That's 75 winters, 75 springs, 75 chances to feel the sun on your skin in summer, 75 autumns to watch the leaves fall. When you see it like that, not as a blur of decades, but as a limited number of experiences, you realize how fast it all goes and how sacred each one really is. So don't waste them. Don't burn another season chasing distractions, running in circles, numbing yourself with entertainment, scrolling past your own potential. Get your head out of the rat race. Step away from the noise, the opinions, the pressure to fit in or to keep up, and get back to what matters, back to you. Because what really matters? It isn't the likes or the cars or the job title. It's the work. It's who you become when nobody's watching. It's how you carry yourself in silence. It's how you move when no one's clapping. Change doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't announce itself with fireworks. It starts small, quiet, like a boat, sailing next to another, and then shifting 5 degrees. Just 5 degrees. Nothing dramatic, nothing flashy. But given enough time, that boat ends up in a completely different destination. That's how transformation works. And the hard truth is, this next year, it's going to pass regardless of what you do. 10 months from now, someone's going to look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of who I became. And someone else is going to look and think, I've wasted more time. Which one will you be? Maybe you're thinking it's too late. You're too far behind, too overweight, too in debt, too broken, too tired. But I'll tell you what, you're not if you start now, because progress is built on momentum. Small steps, small wins. You make one tiny shift, then another, and eventually those shifts become a wave. And one day, not far from now, you'll look back and realize you're no longer stuck in that same old cycle. You broke it, you changed, you rose, or you stayed the same. And it got worse. That's the truth most people ignore. If you don't get better, you get deeper in the hole. There is no standing still. Time is always moving. You're either rising with it or letting it bury you. So write it down. All of it. What you want, what you need, what has to change, what you've been avoiding. Don't just think it, ink it. Put it on paper. Set goals for today, goals for this month, goals for the next 5 years. Break them into actions. Build a checklist. Force yourself to follow through. Because the difference between a dream and a goal is a deadline and accountability. And accountability is everything. Whether it's a friend, a mentor, or the person in the mirror, someone has to hold your feet to the fire. Ask yourself every day, did I do what I said I would? If the answer's no, then you go again. If it's yes, you stack another win. That's how you build self-respect. That's how you rebuild your life. One promise kept at a time. Someday isn't coming. It doesn't exist. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, those are real. But someday, it's an illusion, a trap, a word we use to comfort ourselves while nothing changes. You want to change? Then stop waiting for the perfect time. Take a step, a small one, then another, and then another. No one climbs a mountain in one leap. You do it one step, one ledge, one painful reach at a time. And here's something most people won't tell you. If you're ambitious, if you're truly driven, You're always going to feel behind. You're always going to feel like you're not doing enough. That's not a sign you're failing. It's a sign you're in the fight. Because winning doesn't feel like winning. Not most of the time. 90% of it feels like failure, like pressure, like frustration, like exhaustion. 8% feels like confusion, doubt, imposter syndrome. And maybe 2% feels like victory, and it's short-lived. The moment you win, your eyes are already on the next goal. That's the reality of the high performer's life. That's what greatness actually feels like. And those people you see online, flaunting the easy life, showing off the cars, the beaches, the parties, that's not real. That's the highlight reel. The real ones, the people who build things that matter, they don't live in ease. They live in friction, in resistance, in the hard, uncomfortable spaces where growth actually happens. They're not searching for peace. They find purpose in the pressure, in the fight, in the grind. They don't chase comfort. They chase clarity, discipline, mastery. So if you're struggling, good. That means you're still swinging. That means you're still alive in the ring. Keep going. Keep pushing. Stop waiting for motivation. Rely on your habits. Build discipline like armor. Build character like a fortress. And remember, no matter how far behind you feel, the moment you take control of your actions, you begin to rewrite your story. There is no tomorrow. There's only now. You don't need permission. You don't need perfection. You need a decision. One choice made with full conviction can change everything. So make it. Make it today. All right, listen up, because here's the truth. There isn't a single high-level competitor out there, no champion, no elite performer who hasn't felt the same way you do right now. Lost, tired, undervalued, frustrated. But what separates them from the rest? They got serious. Not bitter, not grim, just serious. You don't have to be angry at the world. You don't have to be in pain every second. But you must get serious about two things that will shape the rest of your life. Number one, your goals. Where do you want to go? What do you want to build in the next 5 years, the next 10? What do you want to create? Who do you want to become? What do you want to have, give, earn, experience, and share? Because if you don't take the time to design that future, if you don't intentionally carve out your direction, life will do it for you. And I promise you, life doesn't care. It'll drag you through the mud if you let it. But if you want to take control, if you want to rise, you've got to be deliberate. You've got to be hungry. You've got to choose. And number two, you've got to get serious about personal development. I'm talking about becoming the kind of person who can carry the weight of their own dreams. Because you don't get what you want. You get what you are. 10 years from now, you're going to be someone. The question is, who? Are you just drifting into that version of you, or are you building it, brick by brick, day by day? I had a moment once, in a filthy restaurant, crawling with cockroaches and rats. I looked around at that place and I realized, this is my life. This filth, this mess, this is a reflection of me. That's when I said, no more. I walked out, got into my truck and drove away. And that night, I started working like a man possessed. Not because someone told me to, but because I knew if I didn't become someone new, I'd rot in that same old version of me forever. I had to invent a person that didn't exist yet, a person who could take pain, who could take ridicule, who could outlast discomfort. I had to build a mind that was calloused, a soul that could endure, a drive that would not break. And I did it through the fire, through suffering, through every doubt and every voice that said, you're not good enough. Bet against me. Tell me it won't happen. Tell me I'll fail. I love it. That fuels me. Because this battle, this war, it's not about proving anyone else wrong. It's about beating me. If I can beat the old me every single day, then I win. I don't care about the outside noise. I just keep raising the bar inside my own head. I fight me, and that's the only fight that matters. Let me ask you this. If your life were a movie and it started right now, what would the hero do next? What would the hero version of you do in this very moment? You already know the answer, so go do that. Write it down. Write down the things you want to change. Write down the things you won't tolerate anymore. The things you'll never let yourself do again. Put it in front of you. Remind yourself of it every day, because that is how transformation begins, in small acts of courage done consistently. We live in a rare time, maybe the rarest in human history, where you can choose what you feed your brain. You can choose the books you read, the videos you watch, the voices you let influence your thinking. That means you can choose to be inspired, or you can keep choosing distractions. But a mind is like a blade, and a blade doesn't become sharp without fire. It must be heated, beaten, and forged through resistance. That's life. That's growth. You only get stronger by walking uphill. Nobody gets better coasting downhill. Success isn't something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. So stop chasing. Start building. Work on yourself like your life depends on it, because it does. Build the habits. Build the discipline. Control your inputs. Audit your thoughts. Set an alarm if you have to, every 30 minutes, every hour, to check in and ask, what am I thinking about? What am I allowing in my mind right now? Is it building me or breaking me? You can control what you think. You can control how you feel, and you absolutely can control what you do. So stop acting like a slave to influence. Be the master of your mind. Control it, shape it, and guard it like everything depends on it, because everything does. There comes a point where being average just burns, where mediocrity starts to eat at your gut, where waking up and doing the same thing the same way feels like slow death. And eventually something inside you snaps. And that something, that fire, it's been there all along. You've just been afraid to open it, afraid to fail, afraid to finish what you start, afraid of the judgment, the pain, the effort. But deep down, you know it's there. That calling, that gift, that obsession, it's you. It's always been you. And the day you decide to stop running from it, that's the day your life begins. So get serious, get honest, get uncomfortable, push yourself to the edge, and then push a little further. The life you want doesn't come from waiting. It comes from war, a war with comfort, a war with laziness, a war with the old version of you. And that war starts today. It's a brutal journey, every single day. People always ask, are you happy? But happiness, that's not what this is about. If you knew my life story, if you knew what I had to crawl through to be sitting here today in front of the world telling my truth, you wouldn't be asking me if I'm smiling. You'd be asking me how I survived. Because where I'm at now, it didn't come easy, and it sure as hell didn't come free. I carry pride that most people will never understand. Not because of what I've achieved, but because of what I overcame. I've got a face, sure, the one people see and judge. But behind that face is pain, is fire, is drive. I'm not wired like everyone else. I'm obsessed. I'm driven. And most people, they don't get that. They never will. Because mediocrity feels good. It's comfortable. It's safe. So we surround ourselves with average, people who let us off the hook, people who give us the get out of jail free card when life gets hard, people who tell us, it's okay, you've done enough. But that voice, that comfort, it's a lie. So I left that office, and I became someone else. I created a version of me that didn't exist yet. I carved it out of pain, out of isolation, out of obsession. You know what I learned? If you want to be great, if you want to be a savage at what you do, you will be misunderstood. You will be judged. You will be called insane. And that's the point. You will lose people. You will confuse them. You will disturb them because they can't relate to your obsession. They can't understand why you're in the gym at 1 a.m. after a 14-hour mission. They don't understand why you're still studying film when everyone else has gone home. But you do. And that's why you don't belong in their conversations. You've arrived at a place very few can handle, a place where balance doesn't apply, where passion overtakes comfort, where focus destroys distraction. If you really want it, then you've got to be willing to go to war with normal. You've got to be gone to it. Not all there, a little off. You've got to be almost insane about your craft. Your mind has to live in sequences and numbers, patterns, representatives, hours. You don't even hear people when they talk. You're too busy calculating, training, visualizing. That's what it takes. That's the sacrifice. While everyone else is talking about football or catching up on the latest gossip, you're in the trenches alone with your mission, because that's your language. And if you don't love this game, if you don't love it with every ounce of your soul, then don't even bother. Don't open the door. Don't step into the arena, because the moment you do, life will slam that door in your face again and again and again. But if you do love it, if this is the thing that breathes life into your lungs, then go all in. Because obsession will beat talent every time. You could have all the talent in the world. You could be born with gifts people dream of. But if you're not obsessed, if this isn't what you eat, sleep, breathe, and live for, someone else, hungrier than you, is going to take it from you. There are 1,000 others waiting in the shadows who would die for what you're lazy with. Let's be real. This game, it's you versus you. Always has been. You walk onto that field, that court, that stage, and it's not about the others. It's about the voice inside your head. Are you the best? Then act like it. Then train like it. Think like it. Move like it. Speak like it. Be it. And if you're not, then get better. Because you can. You've got the brain. You've got the heart. You've got the potential. You can make the decision. You can study the plan. You can break generational cycles. You can build a life most people only dream of. You can build a fortress so strong around your family that nothing gets in. You can become healthy. You can become wealthy. You can become powerful. You can become it all. So I'll ask you again, why not you? Let me tell you something about the journey. It's brutal. It's raw. It's every damn day. Back in the military, we used to go on these instructor-led runs. Most of the time, we knew the route. We knew the start point. We knew where it ended. And on the way back, when guys started to recognize familiar ground, they'd start smiling. They'd lighten up because they knew the end was near. But every now and then, one of those instructors would hear the joy in your voice and keep running right past the end point. And just like that, everything changed. The joy vanished. The smiles disappeared. Nobody said a word. Heads dropped. Feet dragged. And that's when I started taking souls. Because at that moment, I knew. I knew exactly what broke inside of them. They were living off the hope factor. They hoped the instructors would stop. They hoped the run was over. They hoped the water wouldn't be cold. They hoped the weather would be easy. I don't live on hope. I wish the water's freezing. I wish it rains. I wish the instructor keeps running until every weak soul quits. Because when the distance is unknown and the finish line disappears, that's when you find out who you really are. So where do you go when it's cold, it's wet, it's dark? You wake up with no cartilage in your knees, your back aches, your shirt's soaked in sweat, and your soul is tired. What do you do then? Do you get up, or do you start talking? Do you make excuses? It's warm on the couch. My girl said stay in bed. It's cozy. I've got work later. I didn't sleep well. I'm hungover. We argued last night. Keep talking. That's what most people do. They keep talking. I do. Because I already know most people aren't going to do what I do. And that's fine. That's the separation. That's where the growth happens. Most people are afraid of the first step, not because they can't do it, but because all they see is every possible negative outcome 10 miles down the road. But that's not how greatness works. You are bound by nothing. You can do anything, but you need discipline. Let me be clear. I don't care how talented you are, how gifted you are, how smart or strong or special you think you are. You are nothing without discipline. Because the moment life gets hard, and it will, you'll give up. The second struggle shows up, you'll fold. That's what most people do. They wait for motivation. But motivation is temporary. Discipline, that's the foundation. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but doing it like you love it every single day. People spend their lives searching for purpose. Is it money? Is it family? Is it fame? You know what the purpose is? You. Becoming you. The highest version of yourself. That's the mission. That's the point. And every morning I wake up and don't feel like doing something, I ask myself, do you want to feel like a coward today? Do you want to know that you could have, but didn't? Because comfort is killing people. Killing dreams. Killing discipline. It's cold. It's too hot. I'm tired. I don't feel like it. Get over it. You got to do the things you don't want to do, because that's how you show your body that your mind runs the show. You want to win? Then show up when it's hard. You want to grow? Then train when it hurts, because nothing is permanent. Not the pain, not the setbacks, not the seasons, but your habits, your mindset, that can last forever. You got to learn to perform without motivation. You got to perform without a pep talk. You've got to move even when there's no applause, no support, no spotlight. You've got to work anyway, because most people only show up when it's convenient. But what if the car gets repossessed? What if the lights get cut off? What if everyone stops believing in you? Will you still rise? Some people stop the moment they hear no, or when nobody shows up, or when the plan fails. What if we all quit after our first rejection? What if we all gave up because someone didn't believe in us? Where would we be? But some people, they keep going. They keep showing up, reviewing the dream every day, whispering, "It's not over until I win." And that's what separates the hungry from the hopeful. Because when the noise fades and the hype is gone and it's just you versus you, that's when you'll find out if this was ever real for you. Motivation fades, passion burns out. But discipline, that's the hammer that breaks the walls. That's the edge that makes the difference. I wake up most days without motivation, no fire, no rush, but I still move. Because I don't wait for feelings. I execute, I show up, I grind. And once I get going, then the fire comes. Not before. People ask, why are you so antisocial? Why don't you come out? Why are you always training? Why are you studying all the time? Why don't you go party like everyone else? And I look them in the eye and say, because I'm trying to get it. You think the clubs are going somewhere? You think the parties won't be here tomorrow? You think those distractions are going to help you when life hits? They'll be here forever. But your shot won't. So while you're out there chasing comfort, I'll be chasing legacy. While you're sleeping in, I'll be putting in the reps. While you're waiting for motivation, I'll be creating results. Because I'm not trying to impress you. I'm trying to build me. The truth is, the more weird you are, the more misunderstood you feel, the better your chances of becoming great. Because the weird ones, they're the ones too committed to be casual, too focused to fit in, too obsessed to explain themselves. You don't get to be exceptional and normal at the same time. When everyone else is out partying, relaxing, talking about balance, the weird ones are locked in, working their craft, sharpening their vision, shaping something no one else can see. And while the world laughs, while it doubts, while it whispers behind your back, you build. You build in silence. You build in shadows. So that when it's your time to fly, you don't just take off. You disappear into greatness. But you've got to stop with this "I can't catch a break" nonsense. You've got to stop with the complaining, the blaming, the excuse making. Because every second you spend whining is time you could spend winning. You could be hustling, you could be sharpening your skills. You could be reading, meditating, studying, fixing what's broken, becoming who you were meant to be. But instead, you sit there waiting for motivation. Let me tell you right now, motivation is a lie. It comes and goes. It's a spark, not a fire. If you're waiting for motivation, you're already losing. What you need is discipline. Discipline is doing the thing you don't want to do, like you love it. It's pushing when your mind screams stop. It's rising when you've got nothing left, and still doing one more rep, one more email, one more cold call, one more study session. I've met so many people with talent, with potential, with natural ability, but they won't get off the couch. They won't give up their comfort. They won't outwork their excuses. And that's where I found my edge. While they sat in their feelings, I went to war with mine. While they waited for a better mood, I moved. While they talked about what they could do, I was out there doing it. Those I can't catch a break people, I don't keep them around me. I don't want their mindset. I don't want their energy, because I've had bad breaks. Plenty. We all have. But I didn't fold. I figured it out. I stayed up late, worked longer, failed harder, came back stronger. You think success is handed out on clean terms? Do you think you just show up and win? No. You screw up, you get embarrassed, you lose, then you get back up and you go again. Because every so-called bad break is a door, a choice. You either get bitter or you get better. I failed again and again, but every failure was a brick. And brick by brick, I built the man I am today. And that's the truth. One day, you'll look in the mirror and say, I could have been great. Or you'll say, damn right, I became what I was born to be. There comes a moment in every man's life where he realizes no one's coming. No one's coming to save you. No one's handing you anything. You either grow up or you stay a boy forever, stuck in the mindset that someone else is to blame. That moment, that's when a boy becomes a man. And those who never face it, they stay small, soft, dependent. You want revenge? Don't tweet. Don't scream. Win. Success is the loudest revenge. It silences every doubt, every critic, every hater. You don't defeat them. You cast a shadow so large they vanish inside of it. Because when you build it yourself, no one can take it. And when they copy the wrong stuff. Because they don't know why it worked. They didn't live it. They didn't suffer for it. So when it breaks, they can't fix it. That's why originals always win. And if you're going to try, go all the way, not halfway, not when I feel like it, not until it gets hard. Go all the way. Lose sleep, lose people, lose your comfort, lose your damn mind if you have to, but go all in. That's what it takes. There is no shortcut. You want to grow? You want to build something real? Do it. And do it again and again and again until it's undeniable. And yeah, you're going to doubt yourself. You're going to wonder if it's working. You'll stress. You'll fall behind. You'll be tired. You'll be exhausted. You'll feel like quitting. But every second of that pain, that's exactly what separates you from them. Because if it's hard, good. If it's uncomfortable, good. That means most people won't do it, which means more for you. You want to be champion? You want to be the best? Then stop talking. Nobody cares that you're tired. Nobody cares about your excuses. Nobody's coming to fix it for you. You want your name etched in history? You want to be remembered? Then earn it, bleed for it, sacrifice for it. And if you won't, then move, because someone else will. So if you're still waiting for a sign, this is it. If you're still wondering when to start, start now. If you're still hoping someone's going to come along and pull you out of the hole, they're not. No one's coming. No one's going to do it for you. That voice in your head telling you to wait, silence it. That fear whispering, what if you fail? Ignore it. That comfort zone you keep hiding in, burn it down. This is your life, your one shot, your only round in the chamber. And whether you rise or fall, whether you fight or fold, whether you become who you were meant to be, that's all on you. It doesn't matter where you came from, how many times you've been knocked down, how long you've been behind. None of that defines you. What defines you is what you do next, because you're not too late. You're not too old. You're not too broken. You're just one decision away from a completely different life. And when that decision is made, when you finally stop explaining, stop stalling, stop quitting, and you make the commitment to go all in, that's when the game changes. That's when the world starts to shift, not because it suddenly got easier, but because you got harder, stronger, focused, unstoppable. You want your name remembered? Then earn it. You want respect? Then take it. You want to build a life that makes the doubters choke on their own words? Then shut up and build it. Let your grind speak. Let your results roar. Let your presence be the answer to every question they ever asked about you. And in those quiet moments when no one is watching and the motivation is gone and it's just you and the darkness, keep going. When the weight feels too heavy, the climb too steep, and the pain too real, keep going. Because that's where greatness lives. In the discomfort, in the discipline, in the relentless repetition of doing the hard thing over and over and over again until it breaks. So no, this isn't for everyone. Most people won't make it. But you didn't come this far just to stop. You didn't survive everything just to quit now. You're still breathing, so you're still in the fight. Now go finish what you started. Go earn the life you were born to live. If you're still here, still reading this after everything, then you're not like the rest. You're built different. So let it be known. Type discipline over motivation in the comments if you're done making excuses and ready to build a life that demands respect. Let me see who's locked in, who's ready to stop waiting, start grinding, and go all the way. This isn't for everyone, but if it's for you, speak it. Remember, only you decide how limitless you are.